Yo, what is good, my anime faithful? What is good, yo? Radiant Season 2. Are we not impressed yet? Can we say we're happy? Can we say this show is great? Well, I mean, I already told y'all it's great, but if y'all are starting to pick it up because a certain battles start popping up on AMVs and stuff, y'all are trifling. And don't come back to me being like, oh, I watched it way back when. Then where were you when we were making videos? Anyway, I apologize for that rant. Guys, holy crap. I am pretty surprised at how things are being handled in Radiant. Not only are we seeing the true like power, I think this is the furthest we've seen one of these people that are hunting down Seth the most. The people that actually want him in custody and stuff. I think this is the furthest we've seen them pushed in the case of using their power to its full extent. And I'm only saying that because it seems like he's actually been defeated. And if he's actually been defeated, that means he's been pushed to a point where he was enjoying himself. Excuse me if I burp or hiccup. I'm sorry. I would drink a lot of water trying to, you know, not have dry mouth and stuff like that. So now that I see everything kind of coming to fruition in the case of everything he was kind of pushing Seth to do was because more or less of someone that he thought he was, that he thought this person is. One of the brothers that he has encountered has clearly left a mark on him in the case of just how powerful he was, how much fun he could have, like going all out and actually trying to stop him and stuff like that, which he really gives me like Kimpachi's father or something, like, because he just feels like he would be older than Kimpachi, but he just seems like someone out of that family tree of just like, oh wait, I could hold back and not kill you and have more fun. That's just the type of mindset this man really does put forward, which I don't mind as at all in the case of just where the story is going to go or allow him to go with his this narrative, right? Because in this pace, it's the reason why Seth is actually capable of showing us a new side of the true focus and true strengths he's actually grown through this time that we've seen him. Because guess what? The strength of the person that we believe is, the problem, the person that's using him and using the other brothers, that strength seems more or less like something that he's just unconscious and it does. This new strength he has is something that actually makes that power of his calm and, actually be containable. So it's now putting the narrative forward that this power is not only just being that holding grace, it's becoming almost everything now. It's becoming his true strength at the end of the day. I mean, sure, there's half and half in this, but I mean, let's be real. If he just used this power, doesn't it feel like he might have even gone, at the same pace that he ends up going at the end of the day? So if you're gonna tell me that his anger power is giantly eclipsing this of the other one, which by him using his anger power, like the demon power, whatever you want to call it, him using that wasn't enough at that point. So by tapping into something else, it became overwhelmingly clear that he was in the advantage. So that's kind of my stance on the power boost when we see it. Not only is it only one arm, and the other arm is still, the part that he can't supposedly control as well. I think that's a good indicator that we might be seeing a new form of Seth using his abilities to really fight at a higher level. But yet again, the show does such an excellent job at critical and utter damage behind the scenes. Look at everything going on and tell me that you can't point your finger back at Seth being the reason why this is a problem, right? Like, that's ridiculous storytelling detail that they continue to throw in our face. They almost make us want to believe these guys are terrible, or Seth is terrible because he knows these people are tracking him. And guess what? If he just let himself be taken in and, deal with what he's supposed to deal with, we wouldn't be having problems. That's so messed up, man. And it's so realistic, too, when it comes down to the way it's hurting him to know that he's doing stuff to try to help, but at the end of the day, he's making it worse without even knowing how bad it could turn out. But usually it doesn't turn out that bad. So once it starts really turning out so bad that even he himself doesn't want to face the truth of it, that's when the story's going to take another very huge dramatic turn. I could just sense it. Not to mention there's someone who kind of knew this was going to happen and just gave him the best of wishes, and that's Grim, the guy who got chased down by the arrow guy. What the heck is his reasoning on still following Seth? Like, what does he see in Seth, or what does he want from Seth? You know what I'm saying? So these are the things I'm always thinking about in the back of my head, and I think that's the reason why a lot of people like to pick my brain on more specific stuff because I know I'm all over the place, but the whole reason why I'm all over the place is so I don't narrowly tell you every single thing in the story that happened because I think that's boring. I think if you guys want to understand what I'm saying, you should at least have seen the episodes. And now you know which parts I want to highlight, which parts have been highlighted. And if you want to talk to me about any other parts that you notice in the show or that didn't show up in the manga that maybe you want to talk to me about that I could maybe bring some reasoning to just by speaking on it, I would love to talk to you guys about it. So never be afraid to ask me questions, and that's why I'm so crazy with my reviews and putting stuff just out there in general because I know at the end of the day, you guys are going to either understand where I'm coming from on certain just points that I point out, or you're just going to enjoy the ride and see if my, first interpretation ended up like yours or, so I truly, truly appreciate y'all. Don't worry about my subs. Don't worry about my, commenting. Don't worry about any of that stuff. As long as you guys know that I'm going to be dropping videos as soon as I can, possibly as fast as I can, and you're not going to hassle me about not dropping, I got you. And if I don't drop a day, I'm sure you guys won't jump down my throat about it. I'm not sure because it hasn't happened, but I've never not posted daily for months, almost maybe a full year of just consistent everyday post. Even if there wasn't an anime that I watched, I still put something out. So it's been wild, but I honestly don't think I had to do that to even keep my main core of people around because you guys just want to hear what I have to say. And that's all I truly ask for at the end of the day. So thank you so much and have an awesome one, everybody. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I want to hear what you ever are saying about Radiant because not only did we see this old man push himself using like drugs and doing like everything he could in his power to stop Seth, we still only got like a barely a look at what's going on behind the other side. Like the armor guy was super ridiculously dope, but he just felt like he was only there to keep people alive. He was the reason why certain characters were about to die and were not killed, That's about it to me. Unless he has a bigger role, like he has to give his life or something to take out more of these soldiers or something, whatever the case may be. But with Doc in there, I don't think he's gonna do too much, right? I don't think too much bad stuff's gonna happen because Doc's an OG. So see how it plays out. Later, everybody.